Okay, so I am going to go ahead and finish recording because I have a feeling I lost a bunch of people for the second half. And let's see, I see Crystal had put in a chat here. The last page we were just on, does that tell us when we should be watching each lecture to keep up? Yes. So it gives you kind of an estimate of the time frame of when you should be kind of watching the lectures to keep up with each week. So that should help. Let me go ahead. I'll go back to sharing my screen here, and that way then I can finish up. I know you guys probably have other things you need to do this evening. And I'm going to let a couple other people, I can see people are letting me know that they're trying to get back on. Okay, so let's see. Let me go ahead and pull up. There's my announcements to those of you that couldn't hop back on there. There's the web glitch. And this is, again, a great way for me to connect to you guys. So I will usually send out a lot of times weekly announcements about the labs, just to, again, kind of reach out to you and stay in touch. So check your announcements. Make sure that you are actually also getting the updates. So you can actually go into your settings and make sure that you're getting the notifications for the announcements. And that way then it'll, whenever you pull up Canvas, it'll let you know that you have a new announcement. So again, you can go, let me go back actually to the home page where you can kind of navigate through everything. And over the years, we really tried to kind of refine this and make it easy. Here's where you can go for all the, everything Respond this lockdown browser, like how to download it and all of that kind of stuff. That's all here to make sure your computer meets the minimum requirements. All of that is right there. Does anybody have any questions on that? And then again, the syllabus that I just showed you is here. So you can go here for the syllabus and the schedule as well. And then there's the syllabus quiz that you can take. Again, it's really easy. And then if you can also go to this menu here and hit the syllabus. Now this menu will actually have here the dates of when things are due for you. It's going to show more for me than it is for you. Some of these I don't have open yet. But so you'll be able to see when things are due from here as well if you just go to that syllabus and then scroll down. And then let's see, I'm actually going to jump back to the home page, and I'm just going to show you where to find your lecture information and the lab information here. So the lecture information is all organized by exams. Right now, I only have exam 1 open because I'm still recording some of the lectures for exam 2. But exam 1, I have all of the lectures recorded, so you can watch them on your own. I will warn you that I did run a little long with some of my lectures for chemistry and then cell structure and function. The reason I did that was because I know that already some of you have sent me notices that you have been out of school for 2 or 3 years, which means it's been 2 or 3 years since you've taken Bio 181. So if you have taken Bio 181 really recently, you can cruise kind of through those chemistry lecture in the cell structure and function. For those of you that haven't, make sure that you take your time with those lectures. I tried to cover all my bases, and that way then I made some of those videos a little bit longer for those of you that really haven't had 181 for a while. And then once you get to tissues, from there on out, the videos will be a bit shorter. So here you can click on this week's information. So you can download the PowerPoint, and it's my full PowerPoint with everything on it. So you can take notes on the side if you want to print it, or if you just want to have it up on the computer while you're listening and make notes in the computer. Then you can watch the recorded lectures. All the recorded lectures are going to be through YouTube. So you'll just click on the link, and then It should pull it up in YouTube. It might take a few minutes, especially since I have so many things open. But you can pull up each of the lectures on YouTube, and then you actually have my voice with the lecture. So I have part 1 and part 2. I broke them up. And in the beginning, some of those, again, videos are a little bit longer. I'm trying to get them down to where I do like 30-minute chunk videos for you, just to make them a little bit easier. And then after you're done with that, then you can take the quiz. So here's the first quiz. It's due, again, August 26th. It'll close at 11:59 p.m. And you'll have 20 minutes for this first one, just since it's your first quiz. Again, you can take each quiz twice. So then let me go ahead. Again, I try to create nice links here. You can always click to return to exam 1 information. And this is all of the information that you need for the first exam, along with objectives and a vocabulary list that you can print ahead of time. And then I do have, again, the lecture exam there set for you. And then I will also open, I don't open it until closer to the actual exam, but I do have an actual practice exam for you as well. So any questions on where to find the lecture material? And you can always click here to go home, right?
What exam you said is going to be due this week?
Oh,
what quiz? What quiz is due this?
It's going to be so you'll have the syllabus quiz, and then on August 25th, you'll have the or August 26th, I believe, you'll have the introductory quiz. So you can go here. Again, I went to the syllabus on your left side, your left hand menu there. And then just scroll down and you'll actually see, I see a little bit more than you do, but you should see all of this. So you can see on August 25th, Thursday, you'll have the first syllabus quiz due. Oh, August 26th, some of you have already done the introductions, but I just ask you to do a quick discussion board introduction of yourself and answer a couple questions, 3 or 4 questions about yourself. I'll click on that real quick. So yeah, all you have to do is just hop on the discussion board and answer these few questions. And then, let me go back, to the syllabus here so you can see what's due this coming week. And then, I did move it back to Monday, August 29th, just because I know some of you, I think I originally had it for that Friday, for the introduction quiz, since I know it's the first week of classes. So by Monday, you'll need to do the first chapter 1 quiz. And again, you'll get 2 attempts at that quiz. And so then you can see, you can, again, always go back to home. Home is your happy place, right? And then you can eventually, again, I'll have the exam 2, exam 3, and exam 4 information for you in there. The lab stuff is all ready to go. So let's talk lab now. So I set it up so that it's organized by the information for each practical. You can click on practical 1 and you'll see this week's lab is the microscope lab. And again, I tell you, if you can print out your the lab schedule for yourself, that's the last page of the syllabus. And that way then, you know what to do each week. So if you look on that very last page of the syllabus, it'll tell you that for this first lab, you're going to be doing microscopy and cell division. So you're going to be doing the microscope lab and the mitosis lab this week. Okay. So here, if you click on the microscope parts lab, you're basically just kind of learning the parts of the microscope. There's a Word document with microscope images. Here you can download and print some microscopy lab exercises. The exercises that I've put here for the first lab practical are for your use only. You do not have to turn them in. Okay. Let's see. Also, Dr. Morley created some nice videos for these labs that I'm going to use in the very beginning here for these first sections. So you're welcome to watch those videos as well if you're kind of a more auditory person. Excuse my dog again at the door. And then for this one, you have all the information here, and then you have some actual labeling exercises. For most of the labs, I have soft chalk activities as well as StudyMate flashcards for you to study. So here you can click on this and you can see it's a microscope labeling activity. And so, you can go here and then drag the pieces. And so here it says, eyepiece with ocular lens, and you can drag it and it'll give you a little happy ding if, here I'll for when you do that. So if you grab these pieces here, it'll give you a little happy ding when you get it right. And then if you get it wrong, it'll give you a doing and bounce it back. Okay. So those, again, are not required. These are all just to help you as you're going through the lab, because you guys don't have access to actual microscopes in front of you. Also, there's StudyMate flashcards. Again, you'll use these especially before the practical. And so some of these ones will have content information, and then some of them will actually have, images of the microscope saying, what is this part? Okay. So that'll be kind of this week's lab. And then if you go back here to the lab stuff here, and we'll go again to practical 1, you'll see then you can also click on the mitosis lab, and that will be kind of the meatier lab for this week. The microscope lab is fairly easy. So then you can go here. This one, I have PowerPoint slides to kind of help walk you through the lab. Again, partially because you don't have a lab book. You can download and print some lab exercises. Again, those are for those of you that like to have something to write on. Me, I like that. I'm old school. But you do not have to do that. Okay. You're not turning it in. I'm not going to give you points for it or take away points because you didn't do it. Here, Dr. Morley again did a really nice video. She did some of the lab videos. Again, I told you we kind of collaboratively worked on resources for the labs. So you'll see some from me, some from Dr. Morley, some from Dr. Chorosky. We all kind of pitched in here. And then you can go over the phases of mitosis. In these, I have unlabeled lines and then lined and labeled. So when you click on these links, it'll take you to these nice photo albums. And you can go, when you're starting off, obviously you probably want, sorry, it's going to come in here in a minute. You probably want the lined ones, right? And the labels with them. And then once you've gone through these the first time or the second time, then you can kind of test yourself on the leader lined one that has no labels. Then again, there's going to be more soft chalk activities where you can do the drag and drop. And then there's also going to be these nice StudyMate flashcards. Again, these StudyMate flashcards are going to be your friend for the practical because you don't have to create flashcards for yourself. They're already here online. And you can access them wherever you want. I am going to try to work it so that someone just sent me some information, so I have to play around with it. But you can download a StudyMate app to your phone. So I'm trying to set everything up. Once I get that set up, I will email it out to you. But we just found out about this, so it'll take a little back end work on my part. But I want to set that up so that way then you guys can study from those StudyMate flashcards on your phone while you're, sitting waiting for your kids or at work, while you're having your lunch hour or something like that. So that's my goal, to be able to do that. So any questions so far on where to find all the lab material? Really quick, I'm just going to look at the student view and just make sure I got to everything that you could see. Oh, obviously your grades are going to be here. So you can click here and then get to, any of your grades. So, for yourself. And that way then, if you have any questions about quizzes and things, then just obviously email me. And then here's the discussion board. The discussion board is again, we're doing the introductions there, so that's one of the graded discussions. Also, this is where you're gonna do the 2 questions and 2 answers for each of the exams. But then also, I hope that this ends up being a place that you ask questions. If you have a question, honestly, probably everyone has that question. You're probably not the only one. And so if you want to write in here on the discussion board, you can. Or sometimes if you email me a really great question, I might say, hey, do you mind if if I post this on the discussion board, because I know other people have this question. So I'll try to do that for you as well. I also sometimes from time to time will put on here like research articles and things like that, to kind of keep you current with what's going on in current events with anatomy and physiology. So I'm going to move back here from sharing my screen. And let's see, let me get back here. And that way then, do you guys have any questions for me? I really apologize about the WebEx glitch. I'm so sorry. I'm so glad that so many of you were able to hop back on.
Yeah, one, when you was talking about the 2 questions, what was that again? The two
Yeah,
questions?
so before, and I'll remind you as we get closer to the exam, but before sometime between now and the first exam, I just want you to write 2 questions and 2 answers. You can answer your own questions, or if you just want to post questions and then answer someone else's question, usually everybody just posts their own question and their own answer. But it's up to you. So any 2 questions on the content for the first exam. Yeah, and you'll just post them on the discussion board. So like even if you have a question just about content and you want to ask me, post it on the discussion board and that'll go towards your 2 points. Just make sure you answer somebody's question at some point. Or again, if you just want to post your 2 questions and answers with those, then you can do that as well. And I usually try to pick some of those for the exam, some questions off of that discussion board. Any other questions? I'm trying to make sure I covered everything in here. Oh, I do have, I did realize I do have, I won't pull it back up but if you go to the syllabus and you look to the total point breakdown, I do have in there an article review summary. I will give you an update on that a little bit later. I don't like to overwhelm you in the very first week or 2. So I usually will kind of let you get the first exam under your belt, and then what I like to have you do is do an article summary on something that's associated with anatomy and physiology. Again, it's kind of like me giving you guys the current events with what's going on in anatomy and physiology, except for you'll do it for each other. And it's not super involved. You're not writing a paper. What I do is I have you go and find an article, but it needs to be from a website or a source that's like a peer-reviewed source. So I'll send out information on that closer to and do a little video of what's expected for that. But again, and then you're just going to do a couple paragraph summary in the discussion board of it. And it's just a way for us to share, again, current event information, and also to help you guys learn to look at sources a little bit more critically, because and you'll see in my post that I'm going to do before you have to do this article, I'm going to show you a website that's all about a tree octopus, and it's going to look real. A biologist created it. She even has links to fake state websites on the conservation of this tree octopus and everything. And the whole goal is just to show you that, anybody can put anything out there on the web, and to kind of be careful of the sources that you're using. So, but again, I'll kind of get to that. And that will be a 25 point assignment. So it's not super, super involved, but just a way for us to share information. Any other questions? I know that's a lot. I feel like it's a lot to just learn to navigate the site. So really get comfortable with navigating the site this week. And then, like I said, really, I'm just checking the chat to see. Oh, someone said when I tried to open the vocabulary words, it said access was denied. Let me check. I'll check that out tonight and see. Sometimes I didn't update the date on things. And so I may just need to update the date for that. So I will check that out. Whoever sent that chat in, I will make sure to check that out. And then I think really the biggest thing is, to reach out if you need some help. That's the hardest part with these online courses is staying connected. I feel like every semester I get this. Students will send me questions and then they'll say, I'm so sorry to bother you. No, you don't be sorry. I love when you bother me. Okay. That's what I'm here for. I am here to answer your questions. You are never, ever bothering me. And actually, it's nice because I kind of get to know you that way. So a lot of times I have students that will like frequently ask me questions. And it's nice for me because then I also realize, okay, well, maybe I didn't, cover this concept as well in the video as I thought I did. And so sometimes I'll send out further explanations on that. So please ask questions. I love your questions. Never apologize. You'll never be bothering me with questions. I miss the student contact, to be honest. So it's the only way I get to really connect other than this night. So. Any other questions for me on, the content, how to navigate Canvas? Hopefully some of you have already navigated on Canvas before. And again, have most of you done Respondus as well? If you've done online courses? Oh, some of you haven't. Okay. So if you have trouble with Respondus, go ahead and just let me know. Play with it this week. Go to that Respondus link that I have for you and kind of down, go through the information, download Respondus. And then I do have that quiz for you. It's an easy, like silly quiz that you take in Respondus. Like it just has funny questions. And it's mainly just for you to see if Respondus is working before the first exam. Any other questions for me? I think that covers everything that I wanted to talk about tonight. So if you guys don't have any other questions, then I'll go ahead and stop the recording and